Are you struggling with constant headaches? Does it keep you up at night? Does it stop you from doing the things that you love? If that sounds like you, here's the 3-step process you need to go through in order to get the help that you need. So the 3-step process that you need to go through to get rid of constant headaches is this right here. So step 1 is figuring out, are you experiencing a headache or are you experiencing a migraine? We'll talk about that here in a moment. The second step is choosing the right provider. Do you need to see a physical therapist or a neurologist? And then third, delivering the appropriate treatment, because these are treated differently and they should be managed differently. So let's start up here. So step 1, is it a headache or is it a migraine? Headaches are unilateral in nature, so usually they're on one side of the head for the most part. They can move side to side, but usually you'll feel it either behind the eye, in the temple, front of the head, or in this ram's horn distribution where it wraps around, or in the back of the head, kind of at the base of the skull. Those are the common points. Like I said, it can move from side to side. The headaches can vary in intensity, so some can be really bad, some can be pretty minor. Usually they can be aggravated by neck movement, so turning your head, looking down, looking up. That will change the headache, either make it worse, sometimes make it better. If that's the case, then you probably have what's called a cervicogenic headache, and that headache is coming from your neck. That is something that you will need to choose the correct provider for. Versus a migraine is completely different. So migraines, you usually will have bilateral pain, so you'll feel like your whole head hurts. You might have some photosensitivity or light sensitivity, so maybe you can't tolerate fluorescent lighting because it's a trigger. You might have nausea, maybe even vomiting. You might feel like you need to lay in a dark room. You could have blurred vision or even double vision with migraines. So again, knowing the difference between the two is extremely important so that you can choose the right provider. So steps 2 and 3 are the next most important in this process of getting rid of constant headaches. Step 2 is choosing the right provider, and step 3 is getting the appropriate treatment. So they go hand in hand. So for example, a patient who is struggling with headaches should see a physical therapist, because that physical therapist will go through, they'll do a neck exam, they'll poke on some different spots in their neck, they'll be able to recreate that headache with their exam, and if they can do that, they'll be able to deliver the appropriate treatment. Usually some hands-on techniques, they may do some exercise, some dry needling, they'll strengthen up some of the muscles in the upper back, and then those headaches will go away. Now on the flip side, if you're struggling with migraines, the provider that you need to see is not a physical therapist, not a chiropractor, not acupuncturist, no alternative medicine. You actually need to start with a neurologist. And that neurologist will likely prescribe you some medication that will alleviate the symptoms you're having from the migraines. The reason these two are completely different and the management is different is because they're different problems and their sources are different. One in being the migraine has to do more with the brain and the central nervous system. 2, the headaches have more to do with the joints and the small nerves within your neck. So getting the right treatment is extremely important in order to get the results that you're looking for and getting out of that persistent state of constant headaches. If you need help or you're struggling with constant headaches, this is something that we can take care of for you. Feel free to reach out to us by going to our website and filling out a contact form, or by calling us at 614-467-0285. Thanks, and if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below.